All right, welcome to week 3 in our math and logic class. This week you should be wrapping up the set unit, so let's come down here and check that out. So I think you were through the quick SQL or SQL introduction. So you would have 2.4, 2.5. 2.4 is really like 2.3. 2.5 is using Venn diagrams to look at cardinalities instead of elements in sets. Then we've got this practice test and test. So one thing you need to know about the practice test and test are they're very similar to each other. They're very similar in length. They're very similar in types of questions. But maybe even more importantly than those, I want you to use your resources on the practice test and the test. So that you can use your notes. You can use my notes. You can use your online textbook. If you bought a physical textbook for some reason, you could use that. You can use Google. I wouldn't trust ChatGPT to do it because I don't think it's very good at it, but you could use that if you wanted. Okay. This is meant to replicate in 5 years from now, if you had to do something with sets or you were thrown into SQL or something and needed to get a refresher on it, how would you do that? And the way you do that would be by using your resources. All right, so you can use your resources on these. So you should practice using them on the practice test so you're ready to use them on the test. You can take the practice test as many times as you want. It's worth 1% of your overall grade. It's not going to let me open it because I'm not signed in as a teacher. But you can do it as many times as you want. You can review it by going to review practice tests here. Once you feel ready, you can take the test. The actual test is worth, I think it's 8% of your grade. You can double check me in the syllabus for that. So that'll wrap up the set unit. Almost. There's also the set unit problem to solve. So let me click on that and show you what it looks like. The idea with this is I've got a problem written up here. Okay, and I want you to solve it using Puglia's 4-step problem solving process. So you can either type out the steps here down in this box, you can attach a picture of something you wrote out or drew to solve the problem, you can upload any kind of file, Word document, to show your solution. And let me just go through the rubric quick. The rubric for this says, if you include your work, so you show me what you did to solve the problem, you get 70% or 70 points out of the 100. Okay, showing me your work, showing me what you did is most of the points. If you've got your work, but I'm not sure what you did, I'll give you 56 of those points. If you've got some work, but I have no idea what you did, or if it was even for the problem, I'll give you 35. And then if there's no work, 0 for that. Okay, including your heuristic is worth 10 of the 100 points. So you've got your heuristic, it matches what you did. Remember the heuristic list is back in the 1.3 problem solving notes. If you've got a heuristic it doesn't match, slightly less. If you tell me what you did but forget your heuristic, slightly less. And then being correct is worth 10 of the points. But notice that having your answer be reasonable and follow from your work is worth 8 of the points. Okay, so that's 8 out of 10. That's still really good. And then easy to find is the last thing I want for your answer. I want it in a complete sentence. I want to do either the very beginning or the very end of your submission. Okay, so that's how I'm going to grade that. This problem to solve is worth 3% of your overall grade, so don't forget to do that. And then also, I want you to just get started into the problem solving things of Unit 2. So that is this understanding the problem example and 1.3 part 2. Okay, so it's kind of a lot this week, but it's a summer class, so remember we're going pretty quickly. So finish up that set unit, Unit 1, all the way through the set unit problem to solve, and then get down into understanding the problem and 1.3 part 2. Of course, if you have any questions or issues on any of it, let me know right away, and we will go from there. Thanks, everybody.